In this video, I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how to use the dtostrf function. The first thing we're going to need is a float or double to convert. In this case, I'm going to be converting pi to a string. So pi is equal to, in this case, 3.1415. Then we're going to need a character array to pass the converted value into, and I'm just going to call it buffer and give it 20 elements. The exact number here is not too important, just as long as it's greater than the total number of characters you expect to convert, including the decimal and the sign. We're then going to move to the setup, and here we're going to start with the serial class with a baud of 9600, and then put in a while not serial just to wait for the class to be ready before we start printing anything. Next, we're going to use our dtostrf function. This is an abbreviation of double to string formatter or something like that anyway, and it has 4 parameters. The first parameter is the floating point number that we want to convert to a string. In this case, this is pi. The next one is the minimum width of the output string, and this pads the output string with space characters if the number being converted, including the decimal and the sign, is smaller. A positive number will add spaces to the left of the number, and a negative number will add spaces to the right. In most cases, you can just put a 0 here, but if you need to control the amount of characters that the output string takes up, this can be useful. The third parameter is the number of digits after the decimal. I'm going to put 4 here as that's what we have with our pi constant. And finally, the character array that we want to pass the converted number into. Okay, and now we're just going to print the character array to the serial monitor, and I'm going to upload it, and the result should be that 3.1415 should be printed to the serial monitor. I'm now going to give you a more real-world example of how to use the double to string function in conjunction with sprintf. We're going to need another character array to copy the result of sprintf to, and we'll call it to print. We'll go back to our setup now and add in a line here where we'll put sprintf. With this function, the first parameter is the character array that we want to copy to. The second is the formatting section, followed by a value for each of the formatters. So in this case, we want to copy to print. For our formatter, we'll use open and close chevrons with the string formatter denoted by the percentage sign, followed by a lowercase s. We then add the value that we want to pass to the formatter, which in this case is buffer. We can now print to print and see the result. Okay, so I'm just going to upload it again. Got a bit of an error here. I've left out a semicolon here. And re-upload. Yeah, perfect. And now we see our number with the chevrons on either side. Okay, I'll just show you what happens when we change the other values in the double to string function. Our pi constant has 6 characters in it, including the decimal. If we now change the minimum width to 7, we should see a space in front of our number. Yeah, and we see that the space is in front of the number. If we then change it to -7, we should then see that space after the number. And I'm just going to upload this again. And we can see that there is a space after the number. Okay, now let's change that back to 0 and change the number of digits after the decimal to 2. And I'm now going to upload it again. Yeah, and we see that there are now 2 numbers after the decimal place. Okay, so that's the end of this video. If you liked it, please like, share, subscribe. If you got any comments or queries, please put them down below and I'll do my best to get to them.